welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. I'm King Pastor Sims 4, and today I am giving you my final shell challenge for a while. Today I'm giving you the 5-year anniversary shell by Chrissy YT. This is my Cosy Basegame family home. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom cozy family home for a small and growing family. This is a base game only build with space to add as you please. So saying base game so much. This build was made for Chrissy's 5-year anniversary on YouTube, and she decided to make a shell challenge during the time when Growing Together was released. This was just a fun exercise that she put out for us to just celebrate 5 years on YouTube that she's been a creator. I will be linking down her channel down below in the description box. Other than that, what I had in mind for this build was obviously outside of it being base game, which was really a challenge for me because wow, even though we still have debug and all that, it was just so hard for me to decorate this build because it felt like everything was so empty. There were so many things that I wanted to add that I couldn't add because I had all my other packs not necessarily disabled, because I just am not in the mood to go through the EA app and see how you're supposed to disable things that way. It was much easier on Origin, and because I followed the James Turner method of how you're supposed to do it, and I'm just not the EA app is a problem, so yeah, I wasn't gonna bother trying to figure that out. So instead I just filtered everything out so that I can only use base game items. So that made it a bit tough for me to actually decorate this build and clutter it the way I wanted to clutter it, while at the same time I didn't want the house to be extremely cluttered, because I don't know, people usually when I see other builders and their speed builds, they'll say things like they clutter the house according to, you know, how a house ends up looking so lived in and families, and there's always a mess somewhere or whatever, and I'm like, that's not necessarily usually the case, especially if you're saying that there's children involved. Because like with this build, I had the new pack Growing Together in mind, and what I had done is I made an infant room and a child's room, seeing as the Growing Together pack, obviously when it comes to the child stages, having like children in the house, those stages are mostly focused on children and infants. The pack is mostly focused on children and infants. So this is why this house, it's a 4-person family, a 4-person build. I don't know if that's English, but yeah, it's a family of 4 with an infant baby and a child. The idea basically was that the house isn't as cluttered as you would think, because I don't know, maybe it's just me and the people I go and visit. I know people who have infants and who have children in the house, like not just one kid or one infant baby or a toddler or something like that, and their houses are neat, you know, and it's not even a matter of maybe they have a nanny or something. No, like their houses are neat. So I like, whenever I watch other creators and then they're busy cluttering the house so much, saying, I mean, there's children, so the house would be completely lived in and would be a mess here and there. It's like, not necessarily, you know. There are houses that are extremely neat, even though there are kids who like cause a mess here and there. But yeah, so that was basically the idea for this house for me. I didn't want it to be overly cluttered, but at the same time I didn't want it to be empty. I wanted it to be a cozy home, like a home for 2 parents who have the time to actually clean their house, keep their house neat. Their child also does chores so that the house remains neat, that type of situation. So that's what I had in mind here, and it's part of the reason why I think the lack of cluttering because of base game items it wasn't that much of a hassle, but at the same time I was like, ugh, I wish there was more. I wish I could use other packs. But yeah, seeing as the infants were a base game update, I figured why not do that, because I don't have the growing together pack. Something that I definitely want to discuss as well in terms of like, because I haven't really touched on it with my previous builds. I didn't really talk about how I felt about it and reviews and all that stuff. So I'll get into that later into the build. Anyway, as you can see right now with the build, I have already done some of the landscaping in the front, and I'm just working on the roofing as well as getting the exterior done. Like I said, guys, oh my gosh, working with just base game items was so hard, because there were certain windows I wanted to use, like the seasons windows, and I was like, I can't, because I was committed to making this completely base game, because the infants update was a base game update. And I felt like, oh, you know what, let me just honor that and just have a house that is fully base game for everyone who especially don't have many packs and who also haven't bought the growing together pack. They can also enjoy it, and that's what I stuck to, no matter how hard it was for me to do, especially when it comes to the activities. I didn't realize that activities in the base game are so limited. And I say that in the sense of you have the same thing that you're going to do all the time. It's either gardening or you're painting or you have the computer and but it's not as much as when you're looking at other things that you can do. You know, you have music and all that. I couldn't add the flower arranging table, and it was just so hard. It really was. But I made do, and I just had to use my imagination. As you see here, I'm struggling with the, not necessarily with the tool mod, but just like getting this thing sized down, because it's so much harder. Once you size it down, it's so much harder to grab it, because now you have to find where it actually is. I know it would have been easier for me to use the build by mod. I did actually, the organized debug mod, like build by mod by Twisted Maxi, I did end up using it as well, but I don't know what happened, guys. So here's my thing. This is an amazing mod. It was great because now you have like an organized debug menu, and you get to pull everything out so seamlessly without having to go through like the whole debug catalog and spend hours in there. But my thing is, what I've noticed with this house, after using the build by mod, for some reason the debug remote, it kept disappearing no matter what. First, if I have to put this up in the gallery, items, debug items disappear unless I have the what is it called? There's a certain filter that I had to keep on. I think it had to do the live mode one in order for the debug items to actually upload onto the gallery, so that when you download it, those things still exist. So I had to do that for this build later, after I realized that, oh no, those things are gone. Unfortunately, the build is already up on my gallery, because I had to put it up for in time for Chrissy, for the end of the, for her to download it, because this was due last week. And when I say last week, this build is actually up here. It should be up on Tuesday when you guys are watching this video. So that means last week Tuesday, I believe, was when I had to submit this build. And when I uploaded it, I assumed that the debug items that I used in the kitchen will be uploaded with the build. But unfortunately, when I reloaded the build into a different save file where I do my screenshots and my cinematics and all that, I realized that nope, it didn't do that. It didn't upload. So by then it was too late for me to delete the build from my gallery and then re-upload it, because I don't know when Chrissy got the time to download my build in order for her to check it out and whatever the case may be that she's going to do with the challenge. And I was like, oh, so that means everybody who's going to download the build from here on, unfortunately, the debug items that are in the kitchen, you won't be able to see it, you won't be able to have them, they're not going to download, they will be deleted. So from there on, that meant I had to now redo it, re-add those things, and then put on the filter and then upload it for myself. So for me personally, it is saved that way. If you want those items, you can download the tray files on my Patreon, which is free. The link will be down below in the description as well, so that you guys can grab the tray files with the items that aren't in the gallery version of this build included. So after I had done that, I realized that I don't know, maybe I'm just the one who doesn't know how to use bb.by and how to get things done, because usually prior to me using bb.by, when I use debug items, especially the remote, like the debug remote, it didn't disappear. I checked it with one of my builds and I realized that the remote is there. When I download it and I add it to a different save or whatever, the debug remote will always be there. But with this house, for some reason, it just stopped. No, not stopped, I mean it just disappeared. It would disappear every single time when I tried to upload it, when I tried it on a different lot. No matter what I did, even with the debug prompt on, it still wouldn't load the debug remote. Instead, the debug remote will automatically go into the family inventory of my tester sim. So I was like, you know what, I'm over it, I'm not even going to bother anymore. So the house doesn't have a remote, but in the tray files it does have the items that I added in the kitchen, but in the gallery version it does not. Speaking of the kitchen, the items that you see on the red shelves, those are the ones that disappeared. It was the flour, the flour and the sugar bag, as well as those bowls. So in the gallery version of the build, those don't exist, but in the tray files that you will find on Patreon, that's where you will find it. Well, they exist, not you will find it. Sorry guys, I'm rambling so much today, mainly because I'm trying to get through this voiceover, because my voice all of a sudden is killing me for whatever reason. I don't know why, because it's not like I was talking today. I've been extremely silent, but yeah. Anyway, as you can see, we moved into the house and I'm working on the kitchen, and then I actually wanted to use counters there at the top, but then it looked crazy because that boxed up area, I saw this idea from Dr. Ashley to make not necessarily a counter, but just an area where you have extra things in the kitchen where you can place stuff using by lifting the platform and then making it basically a shelf at the back of your actual counter. So when I did that, I was like, these overhead shelves, they're basically blocking that area and it's making it weird. So I ended up removing them. I also removed the ladder that was there because I wanted to be a cool area for the child's room, where they have an exit either through the door or they can come down the stairs, almost like they have a loft area type room. But then I figured that it was kind of ridiculous, and also not to mention I needed space for a downstairs toilet, because I thought to myself, imagine somebody visiting you and then they're like, we need the bathroom, and then you're like, oh no, go upstairs. Upstairs is a private area for the family, so it didn't make sense for me for guests to go up the stairs to use the bathroom. So instead I removed the ladder, and then I made that corner a half bathroom. Here you would see me doing that shelving area for where the platform is. I actually struggled a lot because of placement. You will see, I think in terms of the video bouncing a lot, because obviously when I kept trying to do like place everything in the level of the move objects shell, it wasn't working, so I had to now maneuver my way into getting the shelf to work on the level of what's inside, like work on the level of that main corner so that everything can actually be placed properly. Beyond that, I'm just moving in and out from outside and inside the house just to get everything done. And yeah guys, that's basically the build in itself. For now, okay, I want to touch actually on the growing together pack. So as you know, obviously it's been out for a while, and then everybody has been playing with it and enjoying it and doing their gameplays and enjoying infants. So like I said, I don't have the growing together pack. I really wanted it, but obviously I can't afford it right now. And that brings me to the infants situation. Guys, I honestly am extremely disappointed. I haven't had the chance to actually play with infants, but when I was playtesting this house, I needed to playtest that everything works perfectly and it's not gonna interfere, more especially where the infant's concerned, because like I said, I haven't had the opportunity to play with infants, so I didn't know when I had placed the crib in the nursery. I wasn't sure like how the infants interact, and even though I had seen gameplays and so forth, I wasn't really paying attention to the point where I see how the Sims actually place the infants in, whether there'll be space and so forth, and they're not gonna tell me all routing blah blah blah, you know. So the little that I did in terms of playing with the infants, that was like the most lackluster gameplay I have ever experienced, and it's kind of disappointing because when toddlers were finally given to us, they were fully fledged, you know. They had their personalities, they had their skills that they could gain, and when they released the toddler pack, it's not like the toddler pack came with skills. It didn't come with other things that actually make a toddler a toddler. It just had add-ons, you know what I mean. And then you have the growing together pack. You've got infants are released, and we basically just have free versions of babies. Is this what the community asked for? Is basically my question right now. Like I feel like that's not what we asked for. For years we've been asking for playable babies, normal babies who can use, not necessarily use like that, but like we've been saying this for such a long time. We've been asking for this for such a long time. Free the babies. We've been comparing it to how we were able to play with babies during the Sims 2 years. You know, like Sims 2 was so intricate. It's exactly how the gameplay in Growing Together looks in terms of the infants. That was Sims 2 vibes, not all together, but that was Sims 2 vibes. And then now, and that wasn't even behind a paywall, it wasn't behind a pack or anything, it was base game. And then now they give us Growing Together, and here we are. Like they give us infants, and the only way your infants can actually be fully fledged is if you buy Growing Together. And it's like, are you guys serious? It's infants are extremely, I'm actually bored with the situation. I don't even care much to, I was excited because I thought, okay, now I can actually get my Sims to have babies, and now I don't care because it's the same thing. I don't see a difference. The only difference is that now my babies can actually leave the crib, and that's it. It's fine, we don't need milestones, but at least they could have given us, for instance, tummy time. Yeah, that tummy time thing, the having our kids learn how, the infants learn how to raise their heads, and those type of things. They didn't need to be milestones. They could have been mobility skills for the Sims, like for the infants. in terms of base game, and then whatever milestones that we're doing, because that's clearly something for growing together, then that could have stayed there. That's fine. But other than that, I feel like infants are useless, and they're just the useless version of, not the useless version, sorry, they're just a movable version of the, what you call this, of the babies. Now that's just what they are for me. That's my opinion. I don't know, maybe some of you have a better experience with the infants in terms of if you only have base game. But if you guys, I feel like the only people who are enjoying infants right now is everybody who has the growing together pack, other than the complaints about how Sims are constantly like so what, like constantly on the infants, you know. But yeah, that's basically my take on infants right now, and my disappointment in how they were released. I feel like to experience the infants, you are forced to buy a pack, rather than having given us fully fledged infants, a fully fledged life stage that technically should have been here from release. We had babies as objects. Now that you stop making the babies objects and you can actually play with them, they're just freed objects. They're objects that we can move around now, that we can give other food, and then other than just breastfeeding them, and then that's about it. Other than that, there's nothing else to do with them. They don't gain skills, they don't gain anything, they're just there. They exist in terms of base game. And whereas in the growing together, that's where they learn things like tummy time. They're able to recognize the food that they eat. I tried that as well with the chair. Oh, and I'm actually glad that the chair works. The high chair, it actually works, but I only played it for a little while, so I don't know how much it works, because I saw some people were still complaining about it on Twitter, but who knows. But yeah, that's basically my 2 cents about the infants update. It's lackluster, it's disappointing, and I don't even want to get started about the whole changing table situation. That is annoying to me on so many levels, but yeah, whatever. And yeah, I think that's about it in terms of my opinion with the growing together pack, and how basically they did those of us who only have base game infants dirty. That's how I feel. Anyway, back to the build. As you can see right now, I'm just looking for, I was struggling a little bit in terms, like I said, with like cluttering the house and decorating the house, because again, I'm only using base game items, but I like what I did with it. Like, it wasn't too messy, it wasn't too overly done, and I enjoyed what I did. The house was very neat, very cozy, and oh my gosh, one of the things I struggle with, funny enough, is small spaces. I don't know, in my head I feel like my Sims need space to move, and it's not really realistic because it looks crazy. The house ends up looking empty when you've got like this large house. But at the same time, I don't know, I want my Sims to have like this movement, because I don't know how to work with small spaces, and trying to get a living room in this area was so problematic for me, especially with the floor plan. I think I did this floor plan in like 10 minutes, so clearly I kind of made it difficult for myself. So you see me here just creating this area, like a lounging area. I just wanted it to be a place where the family can just sit, they can chill with the baby. Again, like I actually thought things like tummy time is part of base game at the time. That's why I did that. The baby mat where I placed it there for thinking that, oh, this is the space where they can do the tummy time, and then the infant can also play with their knowledge toys and whatnot. But I guess it doesn't really matter. So yeah, as you see, obviously I have my Sim here play testing, making sure that she can maneuver everywhere. And later I did the playtesting with a baby off screen, I actually got her to get a science baby. Science babies are expensive, guys. And it was such a cutie. Oh, she was so cute. I think that's the only positive thing I can say about the toddler, about the infant. She was so cute. And her actions were also cute in terms of like her eating and all that. At least they still had that. But yeah, as you see me, I've moved down to the upstairs. I've already finished the parents' room. Initially, I wanted this house to be blue, but then I ended up going with the green theme. I don't know why eventually green was the one that I went with, because when I started with the kitchen, as you saw, it was blue, so I thought I was going to do that all the way, but then I just went green. I finished this study area after like swapping out a couple of things, adding some things for the child as well. And basically my idea here is, I don't even know what my idea was for the parents actually, to be honest, because my main focus, I'm not even gonna lie, was the child. The child was, it's as if I was building this house for them and it wasn't even for them, because I was only thinking about what their bedroom would look like. So for the parents, as you can see, like I did the room to be as cohesive enough to look like the rest of the house, as if like the parents are into green, or maybe it's the mom that's into green, I don't know. But that's what I did with the bedroom, and I added that portable crib, because in my mind I'm thinking, okay fine, you have a nursery, but then there's going to be like those nights where your infant is very fussy or they're sick or something, and then you don't want to like travel all the way to the nursery to take care of the baby. So yeah, I put the portable crib in the room, as well as an obvious crib inside the nursery. Here we moved on. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Yeah, but otherwise here we're moving on to the kids' bedroom and the nursery. So this is what I was talking about in terms of, I wasn't sure exactly the direction in which the babies will come in, and I thought to myself, okay, let me not, that basket, I wanted to put it that side, but I was like, but what happens if that's where we need to grab the baby or whatever? I don't know why I didn't think that we would definitely grab it from the front. I think it's because of the direction of where the placement arrows were set. But yeah, anyway, I made a makeshift changing table because, you know, EA or the Sims team, whoever, couldn't be bothered to give us a changing table for base game. It's only exclusive to the pack. Yes, I do sound bitter because I am. I really am bitter about the situation. This is why I'm like, I don't even want to get into it. So I made that, and then I swapped things around, especially downstairs, trying to make space, trying to make space especially for the child. So like I said, my main thing was I had the child in mind, and for me, I felt like the child would be somebody who's into someone who's into astrology and space and all that stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I had a girl child in mind, but the room is like, it's neutral because it's all about space and so forth. So you can have a boy in there, you can have a boy child, or you can have a girl child. That's up to you. All I was thinking about is that this is somebody who's into science. They love to do experiments, and they especially love space. So that's what I had done. And for the toddler bedroom, I wasn't really so fussed about it, but yeah, this is basically the outcome of it all. Anyway guys, we're at the end of, I'm coming to the end of the video, and I think that's about it that I can say mostly about this video. I just hope you guys enjoy it, and then you can get the links to download it down below in the description box. Also, if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you never miss another video upload of mine again. And also don't forget to share this video with people who you think will be interested in it. This will definitely help my channel grow, and I would greatly appreciate it. Otherwise, I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I am out. Bye.
To pick up the pieces, hey, you'll be alright. You'll be alright. Waiting down the line. So don't let your fear decide. That's how you break inside. You don't need to worry. Somebody's waiting down the line to pick up the pieces. Hey, you'll be alright. There will be someone waiting down the line. You can't turn the tide. Let the water go where it wants to go. You can run and hide. You can bury yourself beneath the stones. Somebody told